Today, we are cracking open the brand new 2025 Global Music Report. And look, this isn't just a boring spreadsheet with a bunch of stats. Think of it as the annual checkup for a multi-billion-dollar industry. We're going to uncover the strategies, the big breakout artists, and yeah, the high-stakes battles that are going to define what we all listen to next. So here's our game plan. First up, we'll look at the incredible billion-dollar boom that's fueling the entire industry. Then, we're going to break down what a modern record label actually does and see that playbook in action. After that, we dive into the really cool stuff, new frontiers like AI and gaming. And finally, we'll get into the major threats the industry is fighting tooth and nail to overcome. All right, let's kick things off with the big picture. The latest report shows an industry that isn't just bouncing back, it's in the middle of a massive expansion. And honestly, the headline numbers are pretty staggering. Here it is, the headline figure, $29.6 billion US dollars. That's the total global revenue for recorded music in 2024. Just let that sink in. It's a massive number that really shows just how valuable music is to people all over the world. And this isn't some flash in the pan. This number, 10, marks the 10th consecutive year of growth. That's a full decade of sustained expansion. And to really get how remarkable that is, you kind of have to see the journey it took to get here. Now, what's really fascinating here is the story this timeline tells. Look at that low point around 2015, when revenues had just cratered to about $13.3 billion. The climb from that all the way back up to nearly $30 billion today? Wow, it's nothing short of a dramatic turnaround. So what's behind this incredible boom? What's driving it all? Well, this chart makes it crystal clear. Streaming is the undisputed king, making up a colossal 69% of all global revenue. It is the engine of the entire industry, period. But here's a really interesting little twist in the data. Even as overall physical sales see a slight dip, one format just keeps defying the odds. For the 18th consecutive year, vinyl sales actually grow. It just proves that for a growing number of fans, holding an album in your hands, that physical connection is more valuable than ever. Okay, so with all this change, especially this massive shift to streaming, the report asks a pretty fundamental question. What is the role of a record company today? Because it's definitely not what it used to be. So the report argues that a modern label's job now rests on three core pillars, and they all center around this one central idea: partnership. It's about empowering artists first and foremost. It's about driving innovation across the industry. And it's about amplifying music's impact on global culture and economies. And this quote just brilliantly explains why that partnership is so critical. Think about it. More than 1 million new tracks are hitting streaming platforms every single week. The challenge for an artist isn't just making great music anymore. It's being heard at all. The label's role is to be that expert curator, to provide the signal that cuts through all that noise. So how does this playbook actually work out in the real world? The report gives us 3 really distinct case studies that show this whole artist-label partnership model in action. First up, the breakout star of the year, Chappelle Roan. Her journey to winning Best New Artist at the Grammys is a perfect example of what the report is calling an artist-centric approach. Her label, Island Records, totally got that her success wasn't about trying to manufacture some viral moment. No, it was about protecting and nurturing the authentic, super tight-knit fan subculture she had built from the ground up. Their job was to create the conditions for her unique vision to flourish. And this model isn't just for new artists. It's also exactly how labels partner with established visionaries, like the one and only Tyler, the Creator, and the global Latin superstar Mike Towers. This slide breaks it down so well. For Tyler, it's all about a 13-year partnership with Columbia that's built on pure trust, which gives him the freedom to execute his totally singular vision. For Mike Towers and Warner Music Latina, it's about supporting his unbelievable creative output and his own artist-led collabs. See? 2 different artists, 2 totally tailored partnerships. So beyond those direct artist partnerships, we see that second pillar, powering innovation, really come to life as labels start pushing into some exciting and kind of wild new technological frontiers. And 2 of the biggest frontiers right now are gaming and artificial intelligence. In gaming, we're seeing these incredible immersive experiences, like virtual concerts inside of platforms like Fortnite. And with AI, well, the applications range from useful creative tools to something truly profound, as this next story is going to show.
The report highlights this really powerful story that sits right at the intersection of technology and humanity. Country music legend Randy Travis. He tragically lost his ability to sing after a really debilitating stroke back in 2013. But now, AI has offered an unexpected, incredible new hope.
With the full blessing of Randy and his family, his team at Warner Music Nashville used a responsible AI model trained on his past recordings to restore his singing voice for a new song. This wasn't about replacing him. As Chris Lacey says so perfectly, it was about using a tool to help him fulfill his life's purpose. It's just a powerful example of AI being used for good.
But, and this is a big but, for every positive use of technology like the Randy Travis story, the report warns of some really significant threats on the horizon that could undermine this entire ecosystem.
Because yeah, for every story like that, there's a flip side, a much darker application of the very same technology. The report flags two primary threats here. First, there's the unauthorized use of copyrighted music to train AI models without permission or paying for it. And second, there's this thing called streaming manipulation. This is where bots are used to generate millions of fake, non-human plays, which then siphons royalties directly away from real human artists. Both are just new forms of theft, plain and simple. So while the industry is actively fighting these battles on the tech front, the report makes it super clear that its global expansion is continuing at a remarkable pace. And what's really interesting is where this growth is exploding. We're talking emerging markets in the Middle East, Sub-Saharan Africa, and Latin America, all posting growth rates over 22%. This signals a major shift in the global music landscape, with new creative hubs and fan bases shaping the future. And so all of this leaves us with this central, provocative question of the entire report. As music and technology continue to merge, we face a really critical choice. How do we build a future that embraces innovation, but one that's also fair, sustainable, and makes sure that human creativity, the very heart of all music, is what we value most? That right there, that's the question everyone in this ecosystem has to answer.